Resume recording right now. Thanks, Kelly, for reminding me to record. Let's go live in the group. How's Sherry doing? How was your day? If you're listening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
I'm doing a craft class. Me and Bruce.
Oh,
Bruce.
you and Bruce, nice.
I'm doing a birdhouse. I'm at this thing, and Bruce is painting.
Attaboy, Bruce.
How
So-
nice.
Yeah, I know, Patty, my dear. Wish you were here.
I can
But,
see your lit snow pillow up behind your head.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got my tree up today. Look over there. Isn't that beautiful?
gorgeous.
Red and
Okay,
white.
so
Rays.
did that
Okay.
work?
Okay, I'll mute myself now.
Did that work in the group? Are we live? Yes. Okay, we are. Someone just reacted to my live video. It must be live. All right, so here we are. I believe we're live in the group. Someone would just want to triple check that for me. That'd be great. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Kelly, you want to make sure that they go live in the group? Because my screen closed out there, but I think it is good to go.
We're not.
We're not? Okay, let me see. Let's do that first. Let's take care of that first.
Not live in the group that I can see on my phone.
It says stop live
Yeah,
stream.
you're
So it must
live.
be in this. Okay,
Oh, you're
perfect.
there?
We're in there.
Okay.
Yeah, you're live.
Live in the group that I can see on my phone.
Oh yeah, I can hear the background now on somebody's screen, so we're live
Yeah.
for sure.
My phone is behind then. Oh yeah, there you are. Yeah.
Okay, so let me open this up, which I did have open before. Here we go. Okay. All right, so 7:35, let's get going here. Client highlight interview number 2. Tonight we're talking to Patty Slane. So I'm going to welcome everyone, and then we can welcome Patty. Thank Patty for being here. Thank her for all the help she dishes out inside of the group. And then I'm going to run through some questions, take you through our process so far working with Patty, and then turn it over to you guys to take any questions that you have for her inside of the Zoom or inside of the group. So first of all, welcome to the group members. Welcome everybody to Patty's client interview. And this is our second time doing this, and I'm going to continue doing these as we move forward. So everyone take a second, like I said, and please welcome Patty for being here, for sharing her story. Either unmute yourself or just say hello in the chat. Say thanks for being here. I want to personally say thanks for coming and sharing your story, Patty.
No problem.
Awesome. Okay, so how are you doing tonight? We're going to cover how Patty went from really having to give up her career as a dietitian to well, she barely could really get around the house. She was using a cane. She told me at one point she had nearly really given up on doing much in life, really, because she was in so much pain. And now today, where she is really, we're just talking about this today, where she's a fucking gym rat, really. And now where she's back in the gym full on, she's going really hard in the gym, and she's loving that part of it, right? So first thing, if you don't mind, Patty, tell everyone a little bit more about what life was like just before the program. I gave a few details, but just let everyone know what life was like for you back then, if you would. You'd be so kind.
Life for me, I guess, was kind of similar to Kelly, though I think she was still working, but I had not worked since 2016. I had multiple issues besides not just the fibromyalgia, but I had multiple issues going on and had been having trouble since about 2012, I guess. So I wasn't working. I had nobody to look after but me and the dog. So I basically crafted, slept, walked the dog maybe 20 minutes or so every day, maybe 20, around the block. And that was it. I didn't do anything. And I mean, prior to getting sick, I was like a pretty social person. I curled. I played hockey with the ladies league. I camped. I towed my own trailer and did all that stuff, and pretty much went down to not getting dressed in the run of a day, only going out if I really had to, and using a cane to get up and down the stairs and let the dog in and out. That was my life.
It really had
Shoppers
taken
Drug Mart, the post office, the grocery store. That was it.
taken all your activity away from you, basically. Outside of
Everything.
stuff that you
I-
needed to do. Yeah.
I had nothing that I guess defined who I was. I had none of that left.
And what had you tried in the past? Is there anything that you had tried before that didn't work? Knowing what you know now, was there something missing before?
Well, as a dietitian, I mean, I did a lot of nutrition education with people. A lot of it was more geared towards people with issues, so like high cholesterol, diabetes, those types of things. But we did occasionally do like weight loss programs and weight loss challenges. But I always knew that it wasn't as simple as cut back and exercise, because it wasn't working for so many people. It wasn't working for me. Like any weight that I lost, I did it. I was running for a while. I lost weight then. And like a lot of cardio, walking. When the kids were small, I would walk and push the stroller with one in the stroller and Ryan hanging off the back. And I mean, I went all over Port Bass like that. I just about walked my legs off, but it wasn't sustainable. I didn't particularly, enjoy a lot of it, trying to go to the gym and be on the treadmill. I hated aerobics, so it was really hard. And I like food. I like to eat. I'm sorry. I like the way food tastes. I like the way it looks, and I like to eat. I don't want to have to never have cake again in order to lose weight. That's not fair.
Awesome, for sure. Okay, so how did you find out about us originally? My next question, because just like Kelly last week, we didn't even know who each other were just a year ago.
Nope. I originally found out because Nicole Billard was, all I heard was she's following Darren Dean, and I knew she was doing really well because I used to see her all the time, and then a little bit talking to her about what she was doing, and she had all good things to say about the program, all good things. So that's how I found out about it.
I think she won my second, or she was second in the first challenge. And I don't
second,
think it was.
yes.
Yeah, she was doing really good.
I joined the group. I don't know if it was December or January of 22. Might have been November, December of 21.
And jumped on that first challenge. Awesome.
I did. Yep.
So I remember that first walk we went on, right? I remember walking back up that hill by the ticket office there in Cheeseman's. Remember? And you can barely get up that hill. I remember we had to stop in the middle, if not a couple times, just to walk it. You remember that day?
The conversation in my head that day was, oh my God, how far is he going to go? I should have told him I couldn't walk very far. He's going to have to carry me back. Oh my God, I don't even know him. And here I am, like going up, and I was puffing and blowing and having this conversation in my head. Like, oh my God, is he going all the way to the beach? I'll never make it back. And I didn't know you I had seen you at the gym a couple times and watching the hockey games, but I didn't know you at all. And I was the only one turned up to go walking in the woods with you. Yeah.
And almost didn't make it back.
But I was hooked then. I was already hooked. I had already decided at that point that this was it, and I was going to do it one way or the other.
Thanks for talking about that. I'm laughing, but it's just because of where you are now. That's why I brought it up. Just to think about that day we went snowshoeing and across from the cop shop. You had 10,000 steps by noon that day, 8,000 of them in snowshoes. I was the one that went on my ass 2 or 3 times. But it's just crazy how far you came and how fast that you took to it, eh?
I couldn't believe it myself, because when I signed up for that first challenge, me and Sherry, and we were like, okay, that we're going to do this. In the back of my head, I was thinking, I'm never going to be able to do this. I only walk, like on a good day, if I had 2,000 or 3,000 steps, that was all I had. My time was spent on the couch, sleeping, crocheting, something along those lines. I'm like, I'm never going to keep up. I'll never keep up. But once we started, I didn't want to stop then, because I felt so good right from the first week.
Yeah, and I
That
mean,
was-
because that was, you only joined the group in December, and that was only in February
Yep.
or March that we were walking, and you made that change so fast. It was crazy
Yep.
to be a part of. What made you decide to make that investment? Then I guess it was probably those results that you saw in that first little challenge. But just wondering what made you decide to work with us inside of our program.
I think I was just ready, and I knew that it worked, and I knew it was different from anything else that I had ever kind of seen or heard. You know, it wasn't ideal protein, it wasn't keto, it wasn't any of those things. You could actually eat real food. And as when I was working as a dietitian, I never used to tell people that they had to give stuff up. Like any diet plan or anything you're following that tells you you cannot drink milk or you can't eat fruit or you're not allowed to have carbs, it's wrong, because your body needs all of it. So I always stress the part that you have to eat healthy. You still need everything. It's the unhealthy stuff you need to cut out, like the cakes, the cookies, and the pies. That was the way I went, and that's what I liked about what you were telling people. So I agreed with it. I could see the science in my brain. It made sense to me.
And Sherry says she joined because if Patty said this is it, I knew it had to be the right direction. God love it. You've both been here since that the same day. Yeah, I love it.
And I remember us talking about it, that I said, Sherry, I wouldn't be backing it up if I didn't think it made sense to me, because I was never for all the fad diets because I knew they weren't right. So,
and Sherry, what was it you said to me a couple of days ago? You pulled out your jackets from a couple of years ago, was it? And said that you couldn't get them on before.
Yeah.
And now they're sliding on this winter, right?
Yeah.
Ready to go.
And the one I wore last year when I first joined, that's in the Salvation Army pile today. Is going there tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And
awesome.
and I even tried it back on, and I said to Bruce, I said, you know, like this coat, because I didn't look at myself in the mirror. I said, this still fits me. I said, like, you know, for those cold days. And he just looked and said, my God, take that off. And I remember Wanda saying to me too, she said, you're not going to wear that coat again this year, are you? That was like
I remember that.
But that's the only thing that fit me, you know. And just trudging through the snow and the wind and the rain and everything. But anyway,
we did it every in snowstorms and windstorms.
Yeah, there was days when I'd be hoping, pray to God that she don't call me. Oh, not today. But no, my dear, she'd come up. I mean, come to the park, and draw me. And well, I mean, for shame's sake, I'd have to go. But I'm so glad that we did, and that's all I used to say, Patty. I used to say, Patty, we're going to be that glad that we did this when spring breaks. I said, when we take off these coats, I said, we're going to be that glad that what we look like and what we feel like right now today. I mean, perhaps I could hardly see her with the snow flying between us. I'd say, you know, let's keep going, because come to spring, I said, we're going to be that glad with ourselves. Like, and we've done good work through the winter. So it was great.
Awesome.
Very
Amazing.
good work.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping in there, Sherry. I appreciate you talking about that. So back to Patty with a little bit more focus on that fibromyalgia, just because we talked about it last week with Kelly, and I know there's lots of other people. There's a few more other people in the group that have it as well. Can you just share with us, how were you able to make that jump so fast, like get rid of that pain, to literally, like you said, be in need of a cane to get down to the stairs, to 2-3 months later, trekking over 10,000 steps in snowshoes and watching me fall down all day?
I think, well, I was always told that, with fibromyalgia, you just need to exercise more. But when you're hurting that bad, you don't even want to breathe and roll over if you don't have to. So the thought of actually getting out and doing it. But once I forced myself, and it only took about a week or two to realize, I think I hurt less. It was that almost that immediate. I mean, the pain is not gone completely. I mean, there's still going to be bad days and whatever, but I know it's fibro, so I just try and keep going as best I can. I just keep
Awesome.
going, even on the bad days now, and the bad days now aren't.
That was going to be my next question.
As they used.
Yeah, that's what was going to be my next question. Can you compare like a bad day before to a bad day now? What would that look like?
A bad day before would be in bed all day with my electric blanket on top of me, and I would probably sleep 16 hours straight, just in bed, and like not really eat anything or drink anything, not want to get up. I would make sure when Jake was still home, I would make sure I got out of bed like by 2 o'clock so that I was up and dressed and moving around before he got home from school. Because if not, he used to worry about me, that I was, I didn't want him to know how bad it was. I would get up. Now I'm up like 7 o'clock in the morning, doing my computer work, having my coffee and figuring out, okay, now I got to go to the gym now, and I got to clean the bathroom, and I got to.
You're trying to figure out how you're going to slow down enough now, because you're you don't want to do too much. It's the opposite, right?
Now I'm the opposite, because I do have a habit that when I'm feeling really good, I'll go like really hard at everything and then flatten myself. I got a habit of doing that, but I don't flatten half so easy now as I used to. Like I can do a lot before I'm like, oh, I think that's enough. Like, yeah.
And that's a big part of it too. And Kelly would agree with this, is knowing when your body's had enough, right? Because especially with this fibromyalgia, yes, we've got to exercise, but we've really got to pay attention to when our body's like, okay, you got to slow down. Because I know we both, you and Kelly, have had periods where we're like, okay, we got to pull back because your body is literally yelling at you to be like, slow the fuck down, basically, right?
Yeah. And if you get sick, like, I don't know, if you get COVID and all that stuff, I mean, that pretty much put me out for 2 weeks. It didn't slow Kelly down, but it did slow me down. She's like a monster machine there.
Kelly didn't miss a workout, I don't think.
She never missed. She got all her steps, for God's sakes, in her bedroom.
Yeah. Look at her, loves it. Too funny. I just want to take a second to say hi to Kevin and Tara and Cheryl. Cheryl said we are live a while ago. Thanks. And Tina and Cindy are in there watching as well, and Isabella. Thank you for showing up, guys. So just a few more questions here. Tell us about those workouts that you're doing in the gym now. I know we went from 2 pounds up to, we're going to be 20 pounds next week. But tell us about your resistance training. Do you enjoy those workouts? I guess you do, compared to all that cardio you were doing before.
I love the gym. I would go to the gym 7 days a week if I could fit it all in there. I really would. I got to keep myself and say, okay, no, you need to take the day off today. I would go every day. And I don't know, I just enjoy it. I put my headphones on and I got my music going, and I'm just going through my routines and I'm just doing it. And today I did miss about a month, I guess, when I had my back issue. And so I had to cut. When I went back after the month, I had to reduce my weight because I couldn't start the same place. So today I'm back now to where I was with dumbbells before. Yeah. So I was happy today. And I'm thinking the next one is 20 pounds. The next one's 20 pounds. That'll be probably the end of next week by the time I get there.
And I think you started with 2 pounds. So you're lifting, you were lifting this first, maybe, right? Like a little bottle of water.
I started with body weight for a lot of it. I mean, I was lucky if I could do a lateral raise with my arms like that, let alone hold any weight.
Lateral raises, throwing the terms out there. I love it.
I couldn't put my arms above my head.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to curl my hair or dry my hair never happened because I couldn't get my arms up there long enough to do it. Putting on my bra was a problem.
I imagine,
Trying to get
I could see that being an issue.
just regular everyday things, bending over to put my socks on, tying up my shoes. All of those things were such an effort. And today I left the gym. I was there about an hour and a half. And you come down from the gym and then you got to go up 2 flights of stairs to the front door at the Y. And I came down from the gym, I changed, and then I ran up the steps and out the door after already working out for an hour and a half.
Awesome.
And
I
I'm
love
like,
hearing that.
That's pretty good. I think
That
that's
is
pretty good.
pretty good, definitely.
I'm
So
not
we've
perfect,
talked
but I'm a lot better.
for sure. That would lead me into, I was gonna ask, what would you say would be your biggest wins? I mean, we've talked about a lot, but if you had to pick one or two things that you hold on to the most since you started.
There's so many, I don't even know what to say. Now you're gonna make me cry. I think just I feel like myself again. Like before I got sick and before all this happened, I was a social butterfly. I liked to party. I liked to talk to people. I was always like dressed. I wasn't self-conscious. And once I got sick and not working and not being able to do anything, it took an awful lot out of me. It changed how I felt about myself and how I felt about everything. And I think I'm finally getting some of that back. Like the confidence that I had to like walk into the gym and do my routine and not be afraid that people are like looking at me. Today, I tried to do a decline sit-up. Do you remember the first time you put me on the decline bench up at the gym? You pretty much had to lift me up and put me up there and take me back down.
Lay you down and pull you back up.
Lay me down and pull me back up. I couldn't even get out of it. If it wasn't for you, I would have been stuck there.
Yeah.
And today I said, okay, I'm going to try a decline sit-up. I couldn't do the whole sit-up, but I could get on the bench and off again all by myself.
Awesome.
So
that's really good. Really good.
I think it's
you're gonna make me
my
cry.
confidence. It's my confidence and just feeling like I got something to offer because I didn't think I had. Back. I got my life back.
Awesome.
And I'm not even worried about the weight anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to come eventually. My body's really stubborn and I'm fighting for every few ounces. And that's due to all the medications I take. But it's not even the weight anymore. It's how I feel.
And well, your body's been through a lot, right? So, I mean, just to be able to feel and do the things that you are doing and have lost the weight that you have lost, I'm really proud of it. I know that. I know you are.
I'm still taking like 9 prescriptions every day. So still a whole lot of medication in there mixed in. So it makes a difference. But absolutely. That's it. You saved me. This program saved me. It absolutely did. And it was worth every penny. So anybody who's thinking, oh, it's a lot of money, I don't know. Man, if you can swing it either bit, you should go for it. Because it's going to change you.
Well, you just answered my second last question for sure. Well, both of them really. I was going to ask you what you would say to people if they wanted to join and what makes it worth it for you, but I think we've covered that. That was amazing, Patty. Really, thank you for sharing all that. That covers my questions. Does anybody else here have a question for her inside of the Zoom? I'll check the group chat right now.
Sherry asked, how many naps did I take in comparison to now?
There you go. I didn't see that.
I'd get up in the morning. I'd get up in the morning, take my pills, have something to eat, go lie down. I'd get up, I've had lunch, do my running around, whatever errands I had to do. I might only do 1 a day, just depending on how I was feeling. Then I'd go back to sleep again. And then I'd get up and eat some supper. And maybe I'd doze on the couch while I was watching the news, and I'd be gone to bed by 10:30 and sleep. But I didn't always sleep good because I hurt so bad. I couldn't always get comfortable, but I was always in bed, always. And now, I don't know, maybe 1, but not every day. It just depends on what I've been doing, or if I had to get up and pick up Jake 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
Yeah,
Well, then
absolutely.
I'm having a nap in the afternoon, but not even handy to what I was. Maybe 2 naps a week versus 3 naps a day.
And I mean, a nap is not the end of the world. We're allowed to nap. That's
Listen,
great.
I love my naps. There's
Yeah,
nothing
I know,
better
me
than
too.
snuggle up
For
with my
sure.
little blanket and have a snooze for an hour. It just makes my day. But there's a difference between that and sleeping your life away.
Absolutely. That kind of leads me to another question, actually. That must have had a big effect on you mentally to not be able to do anything and be laying around that much, hey?
It crushes your, well, chronic pain like leads to depression. It just crushes your spirit. It drains you of anything. I mean, I lost my job. Basically, I was forced to retire because I was off for so long. I had to give up my license to be a dietitian. I mean, that I worked my guts out for that. And then I couldn't go to work. I missed my patients and my coworkers. And it's very isolating. Like having chronic pain and just being on your couch is very isolating and depressing. So
happy you are where you are now. Really can't say it enough. Awesome.
And I'm going on a party tomorrow night. Sorry.
We're pulling up on Christmas where it's going to be some people partying. I can't fight that right now.
Yeah, I'll be sensible.
And we're supposed to be able to. We're supposed to be able to go. That's a big part of the program too, right? Is eating 2 or 2,000 calories a day or whatever. Once we get there again, it allows you to go out. Like Kelly's dieting right now. She's still eating 1,850 calories a day, right?
Right,
so
on
I mean,
diet.
we're a couple.
I'm up to 1725, and
so
I'm starved.
Yeah. So we're going up again, right? It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, leading into Christmas is really good time to do that, right? And
Right.
I do have a little program going on that leads me into announcing a little lower ticket offer for December. So if anybody wants to reach out to me about that, they can. Also, I just want to do another reminder about that family sponsor that we're doing for Christmas. I'd love to be able to get about $2,000 worth of stuff. I mean, we have 2,000 people in this group. We should be able to get $1 each, or even get 20 or 100 people to donate $20, whatever it is. I'm going to put in money myself. We've already got a fair amount collected. We've got about 20 people donating stuff so far. I do have a list of not actual gifts, but just ideas kind of things. So if you just want to buy something or drop it off at my house or whatever, you can do that as well. But really, I just want to make sure this family has a really good Christmas, and I really want to make the most of it. So I'm just going to keep pumping it out there for the next couple of weeks until we get what we need. And I'm going to ask that as a personal favor just to everybody in the group to just really jump on that and make it as good as we can. Because there was a lot of devastation around home at that time, for sure. And they deserve to have a great Christmas like everybody else and everybody here tonight, right? So, okay. So thanks for coming again, Patty. Thanks for sharing that.
You're
really
welcome.
Appreciate you being here. Really appreciate all the things that you do. Appreciate the group members for showing up. Appreciate you guys for showing up in the live inside of the group as well and throwing some comments in there. Really appreciate the engagement all the time. So next thing we will be having, let's see here, Wednesday night. We'll be back again Monday night for live training, but we also
Thursday.
have, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But the next live training, I think, will be Monday.
Oh,
but I was going to announce December 5th. So that is Monday. We're going to start the 12 days of Christmas. It's just going to be a little free to sign up for, no commitment kind of thing, just a chill little challenge, get people motivated for Christmas, try and get some extra calories in us, build some muscle and stuff. So if you want to be a part of that, just shoot me a message and you can sign up for that. It's just going to be, like I say, pretty chill, just posted inside of the group. We'll have daily activities and we'll be doing lessons and live trainings and stuff. So that'll be starting next week, something fun for us to do leading into Christmas. So send me some gifts and join up for the 12 days of Christmas. Thank Patty for being here, and we'll see everybody really soon. All right. Everybody have a great night.
Bye.
Thanks, Patty.
Bye.
Thanks, Patty. See ya.
See ya.